everyone, I'm Will Brown and welcome to the WPQuickies series, bite-sized WordPress tips and tricks in 30 minutes or less. And today I'm going to be talking about call to action or CTA tips. So thanks for taking your time with me this Sydney afternoon or wherever you are in Australia or even abroad. Drop your name and where you're from in the comments below and I'll give you a little shout out to see who's online. If you are watching this on one of the social channels, around click buttons and ding bells and doing whatever it is on there, it would be great. I'd help boost the channel. For some technical reason, it's not broadcasting on Facebook. I have no idea why, but I will upload the video afterwards to Facebook just so you've got it in the Facebook group there. Let's see who we've got online just now. We've got Future Shock. Hi from Marrickville, probably a rainy Marrickville. It's certainly rainy in Sydney today. And while people are coming in, we have just a new Facebook group. Just to let you guys know that we've moved away from the page towards the Facebook group for more discussion and interaction. So you can find that. Just search Facebook for WordPress Sydney Meetup and you'll be able to find that there. We've got Morris joining us. Hi, Morris, to you. And Mr. Meowpuss. It's raining here in the Sydney CBD. Yep, I think it's raining everywhere in Sydney today. As always, I'll make the links available afterwards. So I'll put the links on the Meetup page, a Meetup event page, and the Facebook page, and on YouTube as well. I'll add them as comments after the broadcast, so you guys can have all the links and the presentation as well, so you can watch that later at your leisure. And we have Love Our Work, Darren in Chatswood, Sydney. Oh, Chatswood, I've not been there in a long time. Long time, Chatswood. You know, it takes me about an hour and 40 minutes to get from where I am in the western suburbs all the way out to Chatswood, and 3 trains, I believe. A long way. If you guys would like to ask a question, drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to try and answer that or point you in the right direction. So let's get on with the topic for today. So I'm going to be talking about call to action tips. I'm going to use this new view. I like this new view. It's like an in-place view. Oh, I've got G'day from Top of IT Services. Hey, Dowie, how are you doing? Good to have you on board. So call to action tips. Now, if your landing pages and sales pages are not converting leads into sales, then one main reason is likely to be a poor call to action with no sense of urgency. So here are my tips to write an effective call to action that's going to increase your lead conversions. So first thing, just a brief explanation. What is a call to action? So we're talking about marketing here, talking about selling stuff. So a call to action is the only one thing that you want people to do after landing on a page on your website. Now, these are going to be special pages. They're going to be landing pages or sales pages. The call to action is going to be that one thing that you want them to do when they're on that page. So a very simple call to action would be a buy now button. However, buy now is a bit of a weak command. You know, it's not really got any sense of urgency or anything. So unless you have an outstanding, compelling copy with the deal of the lifetime, that call to action is probably not likely to convert very many leads into sales. And we can certainly do it much better with our CTAs. So how many is a question I get asked a lot when I do these type of landing pages and marketing presentations. A lot of people ask, how many call to actions should you have on one landing page? So really, you should only have one call to action per landing page. Now, you can repeat the same call to action at different areas on your landing page. In fact, that's probably good practice to do that. Certainly have one at the top and one at the bottom. But having different call to actions on the same landing page, that gives people a choice of what to do. And we don't really want to give people a choice when we're promoting a landing page. We want people to land on that page and see one clear thing to do. So how many call to actions per page? Just the one call to action. Because if you have more, then it's going to decrease the overall page conversion. That's not what we want. We want to push the page conversion up. Another question is, where should I put my call to actions? So the most effective, I'm going to make this full screen. The most effective location for your call to action is above the fold, right at the top of the page. So ideally, you're going to have to remove any header or navigation elements on your landing page. Some examples here, they've got the navigation there, but you really want to have the maximum amount of space above the fold. So that's when somebody loads the screen, that's what they see before they start to scroll for that. You can see some examples here. So on the left-hand side, we've got Square payments. So they've got their very clear call to action: accept every payment quickly, easily, and securely with a get started button. So that's one thing somebody exactly are going to see when they land on there. So that's one call to action: quickly get started. The step one, I love these adverts on telly. With the guy that kind of slaps his thighs. That's funny. So this one, clear call to action right at the very top when you're looking at the page. Limited edition, shop now, and then another shop now button. So clear call to action to go and shop. And lastly, something that might be familiar to all of you, so WooCommerce.com. So it's got the clear call to action: build exactly the e-commerce website you want. A little blur about what WooCommerce is, and then I start a new store call to action button. So very prominent. Where do you put your call to actions? Right at the very top. First thing somebody sees when they go onto that page. Now there's other areas that can work as well for call to actions in supplementary to the one at the top. So that's maybe at the sidebar or the margin area. So when you're scrolling down, you can pop up a call to action for there that kind of hovers up and down. That works very well. And directly above the footer. So when someone scrolled through that landing page and they can't scroll down anymore, the last thing you want them to see isn't the footer menu where they can go, and look at your terms and conditions and contact and stuff. Last thing you want to lead them to see is that call to action. So one at the very top, one round about the middle or a sidebar, and one at the very bottom as well. Those are the ideal 3 locations for your call to actions. So writing a copy, that's the wording for a call to action. It isn't really an easy task. Now you need to tread a fine balance between putting a sense of urgency and kind of being too salesy and pushy, because there's nothing worse than really bad copy that you're just like, oh, I don't engage with that. I don't want that. So you need to be able to write some effective call to action, write an effective copy that's not too salesy, but gets that point across, that and this is what they need to get right now. So looking at the copy, when we're writing the wording for our call to actions, I'm just going to get rid of me there. Okay. No, that's okay. What we want to do is really want to start with a verb, a compelling verb. Now, verb is a doing word. That's what I was taught at school. It's a doing word. So it's a command in a nice way. And so we want to command in a nice way people to do some action. So we're doing something on our landing page. This is exactly what we want to do. So here are some great commanding verbs that you can use to start your call to action copy. Now, the copy can be a headline. It could be a little blurb under there, or it could be on your button or link for those. But these are kind of command words, so things like discover, download, earn, find out how, get, order, secure, sign up, like sign up today, start today, subscribe, and unlock. Those are clear commands to tell someone, like discover something, download something, get this right now, sign up. Those are commands that we want people to do in a nice way, but we're kind of gently pushing them to actually do something on that page. Using emotional words as well is a great idea for the copy of your call to action. As humans, a lot of our actions are driven by emotions. So try and include emotional words in your call to actions. So here's some examples, so general examples of call to actions with using some emotional words. So what I've got here is I've got like a before and after. So maybe like a pure call to action versus one with some emotion in it. So a very plain call to action would be plan your next trip. You can imagine that in a button or a link. That's a bit boring. It's not really effective. We put some emotion into this. Book your dream exotic holiday. Sounds a lot better. It's a lot more emotional. People can relate to a dream exotic holiday. They suddenly start thinking about, on the beach or on the ski slopes or something. It's much more effective. It's much more emotional. Here's another one. Convert your shed into an office. So a lot of people have been working from home for the last couple of years with COVID, and the number of sheds being converted into offices has risen like 700%, apparently. I was hearing that on the news a few weeks ago. But convert your shed into an office. It doesn't really convey a lot of emotion there. You visualize a shed, then you visualize an office. Okay, it's practical, but it's not very emotional. Versus turn your boring shed into your ultimate man cave. Boring shed, it's got some motion. You picture this boring shed sitting there, ultimate man cave. I mean, come on, lights flashing, pinball machines. That's a good emotional call to action there. Another one here, download security tips PDF. Yeah, it's pretty practical, but again, it's boring. So we can jazz it up a little with some emotion. They use words like fortify. People will think of a castle immediately. Fortify your site against 99% of evil hackers. And again, you think, oh, evil, there's pushing that emotion in there. So emotion certainly works. Here's the last one. Download a granny flat brochure. Yep, that's fine if you want to, extend your house and put in a granny flat for getting more revenue. But we can pimp that up with emotion, earn thousands of extra income with that low-cost home edition. So it's poking at those emotions and really kind of elevating our call to actions. Something else that you can use in your call to action copy is fear of missing out. So introduce a sense of urgency. Now, nobody likes to miss out on a great deal. And you can use this kind of fear of missing out. It's called FOMO to your advantage. However, you want to make sure that you follow through on your promises. So don't go telling people that this is a one-time offer, limited offer, if you're planning on offering the same thing repeatedly. That's just really going to break trust. It's going to create some ill wind between you and the visitors. So if you are introducing this sense of urgency, the fear of missing out, make sure that it's not something you're going to repeat. This is like a one-time offer or a limited deal, never to be repeated again, because people will get cheesed off if they buy that and then 2 months down the line you've got another limited offer. So here are some examples of call to actions, introducing some urgency, some fear of missing out. So we've got this first one is we've got this 2,500. We've got a strike through on that. And it's down to 99. So that's showing people that it was 2,500. It's now $99. Special one-time price only available on this page. And I've seen that in quite a few marketing pages where you go through the sales funnel. You get to this one page and it says, look, this is the one-time offer. This is the price. If you back out, if you try to get this page again, you're not going to get this offer. So that's a pretty good one. It's a really good sense of urgency. Next one is price lock. Price lock, booking coaching today at $555, price increases tomorrow. So that's bringing it in this kind of sense that, if they don't get this just now, it's going to not be available at that particular price anymore. And you can put extra copy around about that to say, tomorrow the price increases to $6,000, just to create that kind of that extra sense of urgency. Another one is order in the next 5 minutes to receive free shipping. So that could be used on an e-commerce site, a WooCommerce site. And a lot of these types of kind of a time-based urgency are usually kind of complemented with a timer, like a countdown timer. So you got the big digits counting down. There's nothing quite emotional to hit those buttons, with a countdown timer. People love countdown timers for those. And the last one is, free X, or could be free gift for the first 100 customers, or free shipping for the first 100 customers. So using free stuff for the first people to get in, it gets that sense of urgency. You want to get this before these other 100 people get it done. So this particular topic is used a lot on the shopping channels. So if you ever go through some of the shopping channels, sometimes if you hit some, you might see a lot of them will say, buy one and you get a second one for free, but only for the first 100 orders for those. So those are really effective kind of sense of urgency or fear of missing out based call to actions that you can use to kind of really increase that conversion on your landing pages. So here's some examples, a couple of examples. Here's one from the chemical guys. So this is at the top of the page, or it used to be. So we've got a great big one that says beat the clock sale. And then they've got these little timers. So these are date-based timers. So for this example, you've just happened to come in on the very last day of the sale, which is the 29th of November, and you've already missed out on the 11th, on the 23rd, the 24th, and it's got this little timer that goes round in a circle. It's really effective, really visual effective. You can get the sense straight away that this is the last day, that they're already almost a quarter of the way through. So that's a great sense of urgency to kind of click on that and find out what those deals are. Another one here is a Black Friday sale. And again, this is one that's based on a countdown. So we can see here, receive free shipping coupon immediately, but only within that particular time. And that's quite long. 60 days is a big timer, but you can imagine as it gets closer to that Black Friday event, when like days are 0 and the hours are maybe 2, that really does instill a sense of urgency for people. So countdown timers are excellent to put on your landing pages to really give people that reason to click right now. Okay, so let's have a look at the type of copy that you're writing. So all too often, I see landing pages or sales pages that simply outline the features of a product and services. That is boring. Feature-based copy is the wrong approach to take when your landing pages or sales pages. Your call to actions are going to tank. Your conversions will tank completely. Nobody really wants to know what the features are. People want to know what the benefits are. So your call to action has to outline some benefit to the customer, why they should take this particular action. So outline the primary benefits that the lead is going to get from doing this action on the page. Now, leads aren't sure about the value of your call to action button will deliver. They're not going to go and click it. So be very, very clear and outline the benefits that person is going to get when they click on that button. So here's some examples. Examples of benefits that you can use within your call to action copy. So use things like more money, more family time. Those are good benefits. Losing weight, better lifestyle, getting fitter, eating healthier, finding a life partner, or doing a better career. Those are very kind of popular benefits. Certainly, the more money, the lifestyle and the weight are really trending on topic just now. But those are the types of benefits. So rather than features, we're focusing more on the benefits that someone's going to get when they go and click on this call to action. So here's some examples of some copy using those benefit-driven ideas. So things like lose 30 kilograms in 3 weeks without fasting. So we've got the benefit is losing 30 kilograms. And then we've got an additional benefit without fasting. So a lot of people would think, if you want to lose weight quickly, then you got to go on these strange diets or don't eat anything at all. But this particular one appeals because it's without fasting. Here's another benefit-driven copy call to action: build a 100,000 recurring income stream without spending $1 on ads. So that's appealing. It's a benefit there. A lot of people would think, if you want to scale up to a lot of income, then you're probably going to have to spend a lot of dollars on ads. But this particular call to action is saying, no, you don't need to do that. So that's appealing. It's beneficial. The person is going to get money coming in, and they're not going to have to spend a lot of money going out. The third one here, get ripped abs at home with this 13-minute per day easy routine. Again, psychologically, the benefits are you're going to end up getting ripped abs. You're going to only spend 50 minutes doing it, and it's at home. So there's 3 clear benefits that you want to do, and it's easy as well. The last one here, find your perfect soulmate without using dating sites. And I've seen this call to action on quite a few websites. A lot of people don't like to do this whole kind of online dating. There's risks involved. You don't exactly know who you're doing, who you're going to get. So find your perfect soulmate without having to do that. It's a clear benefit there. You're going to find your perfect person, and other benefits you're not having to use these dating sites as well. So those are 4 examples of clear benefit-driven call to actions that you should be trying to use within your landing pages. So using testimonials is really good idea on your landing page as well. People want to have this kind of proof. They want to have this kind of backed up idea that what you're offering, the benefits you're offering, is actually a real and tangible thing, and that people are using it. So including things like testimonials, especially video testimonials from people who have already purchased things or went through that call to action, and now they have that benefit. So when you're asking for people for testimonials for your website or for your service or for your product, don't get them just to say, oh, you're working with Will was great and stuff. Get them to outline the benefits. I had this website audit review from Will. He saved me 300 hours per month by changing blah, blah, blah. So get them to outline the benefits, that the person took when they bought the product or bought the service. And that will be really good to help conversions on your website. Another thing that's really great as well is this example that's shown here. So this is an example of what we call social proof. So this is a website called Trust Pulse. It's just trustpulse.com. And there's quite a few of these websites that popped up over the past 2 years. It's a service that you pay for, and then you install the complimentary plugin or you add some code on your WordPress website. And you link it up to whatever it is that you're promoting. So it could be a service, it could be a particular download that you want people to do, it could be a sign up as well, or a product. This particular one here is a product. So what happens is once you sign up for the service, you install the plugin, the code on your website. Every time that somebody hits that call to action, that they do that command, this little pop-up comes up at the, you can have it at the bottom or the top, wherever. Usually it's the bottom left-hand corner. Just kind of pops up with a little bit of information here. So we can see here that says Corbin from St. Augustus Beach in Florida just signed up for Trustpilot, and it's got a little time as well. So those are great things for reassuring people, especially if they're going to be parting with their money, that other people are doing this as well. Because what if you don't want to be like the first person doing this, or when you start to think about purchasing something, especially if it's a high ticket offer, all these things go through your head, all these objections go through your head, like, is it really relevant? Is it going to give me the benefit? Is anyone else buying this stuff? Am I getting conned? So having these kind of social proofs for testimonials that people are saying, yes, I bought this and it works, and here are the benefits, as well as these social proof things saying, well, someone else has already bought it, so it must be a good deal. These things really, really help drive your conversions up for your landing pages. Your call to actions. So people use a lot of different devices nowadays. As far as advertising goes, Google treats desktops and tables pretty much as the same device type, because the screen resolutions are very similar. So when you're crafting your call to action, make sure that you have your desktop one that's really, really nice, but also the mobile. So mobile is really, really important. And because mobile devices can vary wildly, you should always try and design your call to actions to work on the kind of the minimum basic mobile screen. So we're talking about widths. I know the picture's horizontal there, but you always can try to get your call to action to fit within the vertical, one of the minimums. So we're talking about 320 to 375 pixels in width. So make sure that whatever call to action you're using, landing page or pop-up, whatever it is, make sure that it fits in desktop, but it also fits on that mobile screen as well, because there's nothing worse than people going on a landing page and they can't see the copy because it's all stretched out. So there's no real good reason for them to click through for that. So definitely make sure that your call to actions work on the smallest mobile device, so 320 to 375 pixels wide as well, just to kind of reassure people, because you're probably going to get a huge amount of traffic, people just kind of scrolling through on mobiles, especially if you are running ads. A lot of ads are run on the Facebook or social medias, and people are browsing on their phone, the social medias, so therefore they're kind of driving them to that kind of smaller width. So make sure that you tailor your call to action for desktop and mobile as well. Okay, some additional best practices for call to actions as well. So as with all digital marketing, it's important to continually test and refine your landing pages and your call to action. So changing the image, the font size, even the color of a button could be the difference between a 30% conversion and a 45% conversion. And that may not sound a lot, but if you're selling a high ticket offer, then this could mean absolutely thousands of additional revenue into your bank. So consider learning, implementing something called split testing. Sometimes it's called A/B testing, where you can measure the reaction of the changes directly with your landing page visitors. One thing to note about A/B testing or split testing is don't go changing a whole lot of things at once. Otherwise, you're not going to know what it is you changed that's going to lead or decrease your conversions for that. So change one thing, so change the title, change an image, or change a button color or the button copy. Leave it for a couple of weeks, do your split testing, analyze, see if it's increased conversions. If it has, that's great, go with that one and dump the old one, and then refine that again. So once you've got like a good conversion rate, maybe 60, 70% conversion rate, you probably don't want to touch that too much. Just keep coming back to it every few months and just making sure your conversion rate is still high. When it starts to drop, then it's time to do a little bit of split testing again. If you're using images, make sure that they are the same or similar to the adverts that you're running to drive traffic to that particular landing page. There's nothing worse than you click on an advert and then it takes you to a page and there's no visual correlation between that. People will just get out of there, thinking, oh, I've gone to the wrong place. So make sure your images and your adverts match very closely or exactly to your landing pages, so people know that they've clicked through to the right place. And also make sure that your images are showing happy people, people reaping the benefits of whatever you're offering, ideally showing what what benefit they have. So for example, if you're selling a particular product or a cleaning product, for example, show somebody using that, smiling, and you're getting the benefits from using that. Alternatively, if you don't want to use happy people, you can use sad people. So using people who are looking sad or frustrated, especially black and white images, works really, really well to target the problem that people are having. So for example, in the cleaning product, that could be somebody on the floor, black and white, and they're scrubbing their tiles with an old scrub brush, and they've got a bucket there. Again, these marketing TV channels are really, really good at that. You'll see one of the adverts will come on, it'll be somebody struggling, they'll be in back pain on the floor, and they'll be scrubbing, and then it'll go all kind of shiny and then colorful, and they've got this nice new steam mop, and it works fantastic, and life is grand again. And so you can apply those different approaches. So definitely like color images, somebody nice and happy, benefiting from whatever it is, the action that they've taken on that page. Or the opposite, you want to be doom and gloom and really kind of draw attention to the problem that those people have, so that they can then take that action to get those benefits that you're offering on that page. So there you go. Crafting the perfect call to action takes time and effort, but it's definitely a good skill to learn, and it's learnable by everyone. So if anyone tells you that you can't write good copy, that's just rubbish. It's just a skill that you can learn, and you just practice and increase and get better over time. So use these tips that I've talked about to increase the conversion rates of your call to actions and your landing or sales pages, and just watch those conversion rates increase. There's a lot more tips that we can go into, but I just wanted to really, really brief overview of call to actions for today. Again, guys, if you've got any questions, I'm not expecting any questions, but if you do have, drop them in the comments below, and I'll try and answer those as best as I can. Otherwise, I'll take you through a few of these slides while I'm waiting. So again, just looking for topics. I mentioned last week, I'm in kind of two minds whether or not to continue the WP Quickies for next year. We're almost coming to the end of the year. This is the first week of November now. So we've only got about 6 of these sessions left before we close down for the end of the year. So in two minds whether or not to consider. But if I do, then I'd love to build up some topics. So if you guys have got some suggestions, fill out the form below or click out the QR, that'll take you to the form, and I can build up some topics for next year if I'm going to continue on that. A little shout out for WPAustralia.org if you're looking to find out what meetups are organised over in Australia, whether they're virtual or whether they're physical meetups. You can click on the Find Meetup button there. We keep all those up to date, make sure that everyone can find out what we're doing across Australia. There's also a link to join us on Slack, which kind of looks like that. So it's our online community where we just kind of sit and chat to each other, and we don't do any work. We just blather to each other all day, but we do answer questions and ask questions on there as well. So it's a good place just to get to know people in the WordPress community without, because the physical meetups aren't in place just yet. I'll leave that for you guys to have a look in your own time. So if you offer hosting to somebody, some clients, then you can maybe have a look at that. And happy to connect with you as well. So those are my details there. I'm mostly on LinkedIn these days under Developer Will, sometimes on Instagram, willbrown_AU, and very rarely on Twitter, willbrown_AU. So happy to connect with you guys. Just let me know that you're coming from the WP Quickies if you leave a connection on LinkedIn. Next month, end of this month. So the big WordPress Sydney meetup, the one that's on the last Monday of the month, so which is November the 29th at 6 p.m. So this month, I'm going to be talking about 8 low-cost ways to drive lots of traffic to your WordPress website. I get asked this a lot. A lot of people ask me, how can I drive more people to the website? So I'm going to cover these 8 low-cost ways, easy ways to try and drive more traffic to your website. So that's the big evening meetup. And next week, on WP Quickies, I'm going to be showing you how to schedule a Zoom call directly from a Gravity form submission. So if you want to offer meetings for people, maybe it's a roadmap session or something, you can send them this little page with Gravity form, and it'll automatically connect a Zoom call and send that out to other people. You can also use it as well for registration. So if you're doing like a meeting or a webinar, you can use Gravity forms to add registrations to your Zoom link as well. So thank you guys. I can't see any questions in there. So please join me next week for this Zoom call, Gravity Forms. In the meantime, have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.